All right, we are live. Hendo's probably already on here because I'm running a little bit late. Let's see. Yeah, he says he's here. Well, let's do it. There he is. Ready to go. Straight in from Bangkok. Oh,
Hey, Sawati Craft,
oh wow. Where are you?
Melbourne.
Oh,
See, I get around, eh?
you sure do. I assumed you were back. What's happening in Melbourne?
I was back for a day. Now I'm in fucking Melbourne.
Oh wow. Jesus.
It's a big, I'm in the midst of a massive week of travel. So I was, in Melbourne for ANHC, and then I was back for a few days, and Bangkok for a week, and then back for one day, and then I'm down here in Melbourne today. So not technically in Melbourne, I'm in Dandenong.
So wait, you're down there for work?
Yeah, just green lighting new brewer down at Brownstone, that sort of thing. So so we're brewing in the morning first thing, and then I'm flying back tomorrow night. That's why we're recording a day early.
One of the 12.
Mm. Actually, so Basher, who's the outgoing brewer there, who's becoming
he's the outgoing
manager.
brewer. Okay.
He is the outgoing brewer, yeah. And Chelsea is now one of the 12. I walk into the brewery this afternoon. She goes, started listening to your podcast, and I went, oh shit.
No. Not supposed to do that.
Oh no. Anyway, fuck it. Here we are. So yeah, so then I'm back tomorrow. And then next Tuesday morning I'm off to Perth for 3 days. And then we get back from Perth, and we're doing a bit of a tour of Southeast Queensland with the Beer 30 boys, Ryan and PK. So we need to catch up for beers.
Yeah, did we lock something in for that, or
no? We haven't yet.
All right.
No, I haven't yet.
What day is that? What week? Because I'm going away for one of those weeks.
We get in on Friday the 11th, so it's probably going to be like the Sunday the 12th or 13th of November, right. Sunday or Monday.
I'm going away the week after. Yeah. That week's sweet. Awesome.
So we're staying down in Burleigh, just near HQ and everything.
Oh, sweet.
But we want to get up to BH2 as well and stuff. So
yeah, nice.
Just so Ryan and PK can meet all your crew and everything, and
yeah, awesome.
Go see a few breweries down there, a few clients down there. So go see Smokey and Lukey. I think it's pretty good to take some Americans to go see Currumbin Valley. It's stunning up there, So
yeah, it's awesome.
And then we're off to the Sunshine Coast. So yeah, it's off to the Sunshine Coast after that, and then they're going to Cairns because they're going scuba diving for a couple of days, and then they're going down to Melbourne. I won't be able to make it to that. It's my mum's 80th birthday, and then they want to go to. I think Ryan flies out, but I think PK wants to go see some breweries in Sydney. Maybe I'll go. Maybe not. I've got a lot on, so yeah. But it's been good so far. Bangkok is fucking sick.
Yeah. Well, wait. There's no sponsored beers because I can tell you're drinking something that's definitely not a sponsored beer.
Got a sponsored Jack Daniels.
Right. So that's going to be the thumbnail. Brilliant. I don't have any sponsored beers either. There is.
I do actually. I have beers in the fridge. I just happen to be drinking this one.
Okay.
Cool. So
I know I've got that the sober one somewhere, but I think it's either at work or at Aaron's house or somewhere, but it didn't get included.
Let's drink it next week because I'm really looking forward to trying Coop's beer. So we'll try it together.
Okay. Sweet. I'll have it for next week. I've still got some of that fruity beer. I haven't touched it.
Give it to the misso.
Yeah. Wait, did we try one? No. Yeah. No. I don't know.
Did I tell you I found out how they make it?
You explained how you thought they made it.
Yeah. No, I was completely wrong.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Completely wrong. So originally I said like, lots of dextrose, 51% barley and all that sort of stuff. No, totally wrong.
No, didn't you say like 100% dextrose or 100%?
Maybe or something like that too. Yeah, but yep, I was wrong. So what they do, this is my understanding. Maybe I'm completely wrong again. Who fucking knows? I'm just guessing.
If you're just guessing, how do you know you're wrong?
That's
Someone's
another
obviously
theory.
told you something.
It's another theory. So, but a plausible one at that, though. Seriously. So, you know how they have Carlton Zero? Right? Do you know how they make Carlton Zero?
Dealkalizer?
They de-alkalize it. Yeah, you know how they de-alkalize beer?
I don't know how it works. No, that's like,
It's just a reverse osmosis machine.
right.
Reverse osmosis is fascinating. You can set it up so you can separate anything from anything, more or less.
Yeah.
Right? And so they separate the alcohol from the rest of the beer.
Yeah.
Well, they've got all this alcohol. What do they do with it?
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Sex, I know. It's so plausible.
Is that true?
They're not going to put it down the fucking drain, are they?
So what comes out of a dealkalizer? Like 90%?
No. It's like what do they call it? What do they call it? Filtrate, which becomes Carlton Zero, and retentate, which would be alcohol and water. I don't know how strong it would be, but it would be easy to dilute it down.
But then is that beer?
Yes, it is, because it was beer to start with.
Right.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Have they been sitting on this whole time or what?
I don't know, but I'm just disappointed I didn't think of it first.
Oh, wow. So they just take that out and just add a bit of water and a bit of color and
yeah,
flavor.
I don't think it's got color in it. I think that would be the color. The color that is, I think, would be the color.
Yeah, okay.
Out one end you get like a beer without alcohol and all of the esters and stuff like that to make all of the yeast characteristic of it. And the other side you get alcohol and water. So don't forget, like, when you're doing RO and water to purify water, it's not a very efficient process. You burn about 40% of the water goes down the drain as filtrate.
Right.
And then the retentate is what becomes your RO water for your brewery water supply.
So what's left when it's water? Like what's left in that liquid?
Brackish water.
Which is just what? Just shit water you can't do anything with.
Yeah. So you know how they got the desal plant down in Tugun? Well, that's just reverse osmosis. And so its byproduct is pure water and really fucking salty water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But normal RO machines aren't taking salt out, are they? They're taking
they can do whatever.
Out. Right.
They can do anything.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So it's technically still beer. It's really amazing stuff. Anyway, I might be right, I might be wrong. Who knows? But I thought it was funny.
I like the theory. I like the first one too.
But, they're both good theories.
That seems to make more sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
how much of those
I didn't mind it though. They both tasted good. So
how much do those things cost? A lot, right?
For fruity beer.
No, the machine that does the dealkalizing.
The RO machine. Yeah, they're pretty pricey.
Because most of the non-alc beers are just using like that yeast, aren't they?
Yeah, so there's two ways you can make non-alcoholic beer. You can do retarded fermentation where you cut the ferment off early, or you can do reverse osmosis and dealkalize a beer, which I prefer that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I tried what was the one that Bridge Road did?
Free time.
That was excellent. That's probably that was one of the best retarded ferment beers I've had. I'm really looking forward to Coop's one next week.
Yeah,
but
I don't think I've had a single one that I like. They just taste like work, or they taste like the other ones I've had that just like real fruity. They just don't taste like beer. They kind of taste like fruity beer.
Have you had DJ's one, the beneficial beer?
No. I would say the only two I've liked, Heineken Zero I liked.
Yes.
And the better beer, zero alcohol, I could probably drink. And I think that's made it Casella's. It's probably
Probably de-alcoholized as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's tough to get not a beer to taste like beer. But and there's a lot of challenges around, and I fucking have a lot of respect for all the brewers who are giving a red hot go. But Coop's one is a lager, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll give it a crack for sure.
So yeah, that's what's going on there.
Right, well, story
what have I
number one
done?
is your
Oh yeah,
Bangkok
so
trip.
Bangkok.
So tell me.
I'll tell you. Because what happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok.
Well, just tell me why you went there then. Tell me that.
I've been waiting all day to say that. Went over for Seabrew conference, Southeast Asia Brewing Conference, and caught up with PK and Ryan from Beer 30. And worked on their stand at the trade show for a couple of days. We had a little bit of a Australian American contingent group going on. So it was basically myself, PK, Ryan from Beer 30, fucking Mazen, Ryan's Mrs. T, and Jason Craig from Big Shed.
So how did that all come about, and why were you guys formed in that group?
It was just a coming together of some great minds of the Australian brewing industry.
I feel like you're not telling me the whole story. You're real cagey after this Bangkok trip, Hendo. Not telling me a whole lot.
No. It was I don't know. It was just sort of like Jason Craig got a bit of a trip away from one of their suppliers to go to Seabrew. And I obviously I've been doing a bit of work with them, and I said, I'll see you in Bangkok, and so we sort of connected up in a Facebook chat. And then Mazen was the keynote speaker, one of the keynote speakers. And so we just sort of went, let's grab beers, and they all sort of landed around the same time. PK was a couple of days early, but just landed around the same time, and just started drinking piss, and that just went downhill from there.
Brilliant.
It's just such a fucking amazing city. Hey, oh my god,
it's a cool city.
Oh, I'm gonna move there within 5 years. I'm not joking. I really fell in love with the place. I thought it was great.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
People are great. It's dirty and chaotic, but it just works. It's pretty cheap, and the people are lovely. It's really easy to get around, and fucking scooters. So many scooters.
Yeah.
Thousands of them. And so just awesome place. I've never been to Thailand before, never been to Bangkok before. I know that Bangkok is not Thailand, but fuck, it was good.
Yeah, Bangkok's awesome. And there's lots of good shit there too, like lots of rooftop bars and restaurants and cool shit that you like from here that's there. It's not all just
man, we ate at some great places. We ate at some really just street food. Sometimes went to like a hotel or a rooftop bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Beers are cheap, and it's really interesting there. It's like the craft brewing scene there in Thailand. Like every Southeast Asian country's got different challenges at the moment. Thailand is interesting because if you build a brewery, you're not technically craft breweries are illegal, but you can build a brew pub, but you can't do distribution.
Right.
So you can have a brew pub, but you can't sell kegs and cans and stuff like that outside your brewery.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is there's not that many breweries, and there are a few brewing companies, but what they generally do is have their beer contract brewed in Vietnam and import it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And some of the brew pubs go and get a liquor license so they can sell beer, go and have their kegs and cans contract brewed in Vietnam, import it, and that's how they get around the
I
regulation.
noticed that. I think is that Full Moon? Is that like one of the biggest sort of craftier ones?
Yeah. We go to. Actually, did I go to any breweries that week?
Because the Full Moon one I noticed like in bottles everywhere, but it's a brewery in Phuket, and I went to the actual brewery and the beers tasted nothing like the beer I got in the bottle. So I assumed and they didn't have a bottling machine. Brewed. Yeah, so
yeah, you wouldn't have the beer they brew there.
No,
definitely. So yeah, that was really good.
Did you go to any like dedicated craft beer bars, like venues?
Yeah, we went to a few of those. Went to what was it called, Beer Republic, which was really good. Went to the McKellar bar, which was shit. Yeah, it's shit. That's the second McKellar bar that I've been to. That was very, very disappointing.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan. Reason? Well, if you're a hardcore beer geek and you want to drink all wacky beers and stuff like that, just done 2 days at a conference and was just tired after just putting a lot of mental energy in. I just wanted to smash pints.
Yeah, right? That's fair. Yeah,
as you do. And that's the mood that I was in. But you go in there and there's 30 taps, and all the session beers had sold out. No Kolsch, no lager, no pale ale, and so it was either 8% hazy IPA or 10% imperial stout and 5 different variants of that. And the only fucking session beer that I could get that even remotely represented a session beer was a black saison.
Yeah, right. Was there many people there?
Yeah, it's packed.
Yeah. But see, that's what you go there for, isn't it? You don't go there to
you go there for the beer geek experience, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there were Kolsch, there was Kolsch and everything like that on tap, but it all sold out. I put another fucking keg on. I'd smash Kolsch,
I wonder if if they knew
this really
was happening and maybe they weren't prepared.
Oh, you're opening a bar, you've got to be prepared. But it's like, and it was really fucking expensive too, It's like $500 for a bloody beer, and it's just crazy. It's like $20, It's and then it was I just didn't rate the experience. I had the same experience at the one in Japan as well. It was just like,
I had some of the best beers of my life at that one in the one in Tokyo.
Oh, fucking oath, mate. Absolutely. They had some amazing, world-class beers. There was range on that Bangkok fucking thing. And PK's like, oh, there's a range tap on. Oh, there's range cans in the fucking fridge. And I'm like, and he goes, let's get one. I'm like, dude, you're going to literally be in fucking Brisbane in a week's time. You can drink it fresh at the source, mate. Don't drink that.
Oh, but it's exciting to support your local overseas.
Yeah, but look, the best brewery that I ran into over there was a brewery out of Singapore called Carbon Brews. Fuck, they did some good beers.
Nice.
Good hazies, really good hazies. And a really good mid-strength too. And it was just good, And I had those at the McKellar bar and at the conference, and that was fine.
Yeah. And what was the conference like? How was Mazen and the speaker and the other guy you got to meet, one of your idols?
Charlie Papazian.
Yeah.
You know who Charlie Papazian is?
Only based on what you told me the other week, but I didn't before.
He's like he's the godfather of homebrewing.
Yeah. No, you told me that. I hadn't ever heard of him before last week.
Yeah. I got to meet him. I'm a bit bummed that I didn't get to stay an extra day, because the day after the conference, I had to fly out that afternoon, and Jason Craig and PK and Ryan and T all went with Charles, who was the organizer of Seabrew, to this place called Chit Beer, and which is basically a brewery that's on an island in the river in Bangkok.
Oh, wow.
And
that sounds like
at high tide, I saw photos. High tide, you're sitting there sinking piss in a foot of water, water.
That's ridiculous. That actually brew there.
Yeah. And the beers are really good, apparently. And anyway, Charlie Papazian was there, and I could have spent the day with him, but no, I was getting a fucking plane home like a doofus, but I had to get back and teach. So anyway, that's how it goes.
But you met him?
Yes, absolutely. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy. He's just been around the traps forever and that sort of thing. He's over. He doesn't shake hands.
I don't mind
He
that.
shakes too many hands. He just does fist bumps.
That's fine.
That's just what he's known for, So no, it was really good to meet him. Got a photo with him. I'm happy with that, and it was a good time. Good trade show as well. There was some good exhibitors there. I saw the Fermenters crew was there, so Selena was there, and I saw Axel from Wyman Maltings. He's the guy who took us through the Wyman Maltings in Bamberg when Matty Cuthbert and I were there back in 2019 with Emma, and it was good to see him. And I went up to him and said, "Oh dear," I said, "You probably don't remember me, but you took us through the maltings back before COVID, and my friend Matty was the guy who tried to lift the 50-kilo sacks of Wyman. So they do 50-kilo sacks, like normally they're 25 kilos.
50's a lot.
Sacks of Wyman, and they do 50s just for the Russian market because they don't have any OHS rules there.
Because Russians are just jacked to the gills, and
yeah, that's right. I'm just drinking vodka; they don't feel the pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so Matty goes, "Can I lift?" Because they were bagging 50s at the time.
Oh no!
And Matty goes, "Can I lift one?" So they got a 50-kilo bag off the bagging line, and he's just hugged this fucking big, twice the size sack of malt, and he's just fucking heaved it up, power lifted it, and fucking veins are sticking out of his temple and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, fun. And then he tried to order a pallet of 50-kilo sacks.
Oh, I thought that's not how I thought that story was going. I thought he was going to die. That's good.
No, he didn't die. He's all right.
He's all right. I think he's asked a question tonight, so he's obviously still alive.
Yeah.
Looks very different though.
Mazen did a really good keynote speech at Seabrew. Actually, really good. You would have found it really interesting, mate. He talked about the challenges that he faced during COVID, showed some charts of how his sales went and that sort of thing, and the issue and how COVID forced him to take a good serious look at his business and make some hard decisions where they just thought that they were the shit and doing the right thing. And he sort of called out that the rebrand that he did from the man with the wheelbarrow through to the pinstripe cans. You remember those?
Yeah.
And so, and like everyone, and he said, like listening to people say how they loved the beer, but they hated the pinstripe can. And as soon as they sort of, got their head out, he said, as soon as we got our head out of our own asses and made that tough decision to rebrand again, sales took off, and he basically summed it up by saying, beer's been around for 17,000 years, and no matter what challenges there are, there will still always be beer. So, it was good.
Yeah,
good chat. He's a good boy. It's good to actually spend some time with him.
Yeah.
Just some make time. He's just such a fucking good bloke.
He is a good bloke.
And I really enjoy spending time with him. And he's really good. We have some good, robust conversations and stuff like that. And, he's good mates can do that. And it's, he has some pretty valid points, and yeah.
Yeah, I like Mazen. I talked to him quite a bit during COVID, actually. It was a fucking pretty wild, stressful, fucked up time. But I think he seemed to do, like, once it was passed, he seemed to respond pretty well to it, in that I think his business seemed to be more healthy after it than before it because of the changes. And also I think he managed to somehow toe the line between being generous enough with customers and taking kegs back and all of that. That was one of the trickiest things about COVID that no one really talks about. Like, we had to deal with that as well.
Did you buy kegs back from venues when pubs shut down?
Yeah. And you hear like the majors are just taking all their kegs back, and you're like, well,
we've got to do the same. Exactly.
Well, yeah, to some extent, but you can't just take every single keg back you've sent out, and you'll go out of business if you just stop selling beer. Like,
he showed his keg sales chart, and he had a month where he had negative keg sales.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's fucking scary, eh?
Was he? I know from the talks I've had with him, he doesn't seem that excited about the short-term future. Like in terms of, you know, I think he said it on here. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I think I would agree with. I think so. Yeah, he's sort of like you know, I'd agree with your observation there. It's like he's sort of like it's going to be a bumpy little bit of a while before things sort of get back to normal, because think about all the fucking turmoil that's coming up with interest rates going up. You know, he and I had a little bit of a chat about where things are going with raw materials pricing, and you know, malt's going to be fucked next year for price. Absolutely fucked, you know, because there's going to be like bloody, you know, no crops coming out of Ukraine, or very little crops coming out of Ukraine. So, and then no fertilizer.
Yeah.
And here in Australia, what's happening? It's pissing down. You can't plant fucking barley when it's pissing down. So it's going to be tough year next year for malt in particular.
Because fertilizer requires fossil fuels, right? Is that why?
Natural gas, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically, I don't know, mate. I think you burn potash. You need potash and natural gas, and you burn it, and that makes fertilizer.
Yeah.
Nice. So we'd be fucked without fossil fuels, eh?
For now, 100%. 100%.
Like we literally wouldn't eat without it.
Yeah. And even just economies generally, like it's all good to move to everything renewable, but I think there's going to be a period of time where we need to burn some shit
absolutely,
and dig up some shit in the environment.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good trip, and you know, fuck, next year, man, you should come. It's so Seabrew Conference is rebranding to Brew Asia next year, and it's going to be in Saigon. You want to go?
Oh, dude, if you like scooters and bikes,
fuck Saigon. I've never been to Vietnam either.
Saigon is a way better city than Bangkok, in my opinion. It's awesome.
Yeah. Really?
Awesome. Yeah, it's like the best of Asia and the best of. I mean, fuck, I haven't been to that many places, but I have been to both of those places in Singapore and Hong Kong and places like that. It's the best of Western world and the best of Asia, I reckon, and a lot of scooters. Plus, I think better in terms of craft beer and breweries as well. Slightly more relaxed rules.
Well, that's the thing. So in Vietnam, you can have a brewery, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got a lot of craft breweries there. But here's the thing: in Vietnam, they all contract brew anyway. So there's 4 really big contract breweries, and that's where you go and have your beer made. Even if you like Pasteur Street, don't actually own a brewery.
But there's brew pubs.
There's brew pubs, yes.
Yeah.
Like Heart of Darkness and Pasteur Street and what's the other one? Arbor or whatever it is. Yeah, there's some good ones there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
It's an interesting scene up there.
I'd be keen for that. I always say that though, and I never go. Traveling is not as much of a thing for me as it is for you, but I think that would be cool.
Fuck yeah, we'll rent scooters.
I'd rent a scooter for sure. Did you go on a scooter in Bangkok or no?
No, went on tuk-tuk a few times.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
They're fucking wild, hey.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's the most expensive way to get around bloody Bangkok, because they're all just fucking scamming.
Yeah, you need to know. I think, you know, the only times I've been to Bangkok, I've been with people who were organizing a conference and they live there, Thailand generally, and they just told me, like, this is the number you need to say. There's a number for tourists, there's a number for locals, and there's a number that they'll just tell you as soon as you get on the thing, and you need to know the number for locals.
Yes.
And and if you don't know those numbers, they're wildly different.
We went out one night to a few bars and stuff like that, and then we were fucking hammered, right? And then got a tuk-tuk back to the hotel, and I think it was me and Maz and Jason Craig or something like that. This tuk-tuk driver fucking gunned it. Oh my god. He was flying, weaving in and out of cars, going around corners. Oh, and there's like 4 of us in a tuk-tuk, so we're just rammed in there. I'm sitting on the floor and all that sort of stuff. Mazen's shitting himself. And he's like, we're gonna die. And I'm like, am I gonna fall? It was so good.
Yeah, people must die.
And that guy was, and so he was just nailing it. And you'd think he'd be like hands on handlebars, just going like that. Nah, He was just gunning it, and he literally had 3 fingers on the end of the throttle, and he was just daintily fucking twisting the throttle like that. He was just stoic, mate. Stoic, crazy driving. It was just phenomenal, hey. And then another night went out and with some other people. We had too many people for one tuk-tuk. So we got a tuk-tuk, and then we said to the dude, go get it, just call us another tuk-tuk, and another tuk-tuk pulls up next to the first one. And then some people get in the first one, and I go around, go between the 2 tuk-tuks, get the other one. I walk up between them going, we're racing. Let's go.
Oh, no.
And they fucking did. It was sick. Yeah, me, I'm on motorbikes and shit all the time. That shit doesn't scare me, but
normally with
not having
helmet.
helmets. Yeah, I know.
Mm.
But anyway.
Oh, that sounds super fun. Very good. All right, next news item. There's not a whole lot of news. We've got a few little things. You've added some in here because I kind of looked through the news and I didn't really like any of the items. So actually, the ones I did like, you put towards the end. So we'll go with your order.
Okay.
Otway CSF update.
Have you done the EOI for that?
No, I didn't even know. I do not. Is that virtual?
Well, yes. Can you please go on virtual and get the EOI for that? Because I'd be curious to see how that one goes.
I didn't even see this. Where did you see this?
On virtual and on Facebook ads and shit.
Yeah, okay.
That's a brewery I used to work at. That's my first brewery I used to work at.
How have I not seen this? Where is it? Is it new? Valhalla. Oh, there you go. Valhalla's open.
Yeah. That's like, I think they made their minimum, those guys.
Black Flag. EOI open. Because you can do like follow on virtual, which I'll probably just do. Because I don't want to say like I'm interested in. I'm not going to invest in any of these.
Oh, so when you got an account, you can just follow and you don't have to.
Yeah, you can just follow. Oh, there you go. Otway. There we go. I'll do.
I'm interested in that one. I'm interested in Black Flag, and I'm interested in how the Valhalla one ultimately goes as well.
Yeah, Black Flag have just opened their new. It's their first actual physical brewery, isn't it? Or
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll wait quickly, Moses. Yes, I did see this. I didn't even know that. All right. There you go. Oh, wow. So Valhalla is open 9 days. Oh, yeah, there you go. So 288,000. Minimum 250, maximum 750.
Bad.
There you go. Not bad. All right, I'll have a look at that offer document. I didn't know that one was open. Did you see the Behemoth one from NZ?
Yeah, I saw Andrew posted 2.8 million.
3.1.
3.1. Is it done?
It's done, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's a third one or fourth one or something.
That's their third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one was bigger than their last. The last one was only 1 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that would be I imagine that's the biggest in this part of the world. Like it's bigger than your mates and ours, and I don't know if any others in New Zealand would have been as big as those two. It's possible, but I doubt it. I think that's probably the biggest. Right. Did we talk about
Keep us posted on those.
Wait, say that again.
Keep us posted on those CSFs, man.
Yeah, I will. I'll follow that one. So Mighty Craft results. Did you? I don't know. Did we cover the Brewdog results? I think we.
No,
because I think I might have missed that because
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Share it with them. What do you got?
What was the date of that Brewdog results one? Anyway, it's not on here, but I've got the Mighty Craft results on here. So, some interesting stuff in here. Have you read this, or do you want to have a look at it?
No, let's have a look at it.
The reason I brought up Brewdog is because they seem to have a similar thing. They seem to, because they shared their yearly results and basically said it's been a struggle, but they said financial year has been a struggle, but they've made money every month since March. Brewdog said that, which is pretty fucking good. Like the headline was like, they're losing money, but if you're making money since March this year, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And the Mighty Craft results are interesting. They've grown massively, which is not that surprising because they kind of keep acquiring companies.
What have they acquired recently?
Well, since last year, it's kind of like year on year growth is massive. But yeah, it's an interesting article. They talk about the lack of valuation in the stock, and they talk about the foghorn issue, which it sounds like they've given up on. So remember, I think we talked about on here, they were trying to get the excise 350K rebate for foghorn.
Oh,
when they
yeah,
owed the majority of it.
Yes. What happened there?
I think they've given up on that. They realize they're taking the piss, I think.
I get it, but yeah, no. Not in the spirit
but
of the...
but it did mention in there that the fact that the problem they're in with that situation is, well, from what they say, is that the guy from Foghorn, Sean, is apparently, sort of independently running that business, but he loses the benefit of getting the 350K rebate, which is obviously huge for a brew pub.
Of course.
And they can only claim it once, so they're kind of de-incentivized to take further stakes of ownership in these small companies.
Yes,
because if they get
that's very clearly said in the rules around the excise refund scheme, is that you can only claim it once. If you have subsidiaries, they cannot claim it. It's black and white, mate.
Oh no, I agree, but it's interesting that they're saying in this, because we've lost this battle on this topic, it might make us less likely to acquire more stake in the current breweries we have a stake in, which is interesting. So if you sold, 20% to Mighty Craft a few years ago, and you were sort of hoping maybe they would come on and buy another 40, another 60, then maybe they're less likely to do that.
Yeah. The rules are pretty straightforward with that excise refund. It says to be eligible, you must hold an excise manufacturer license, must have manufactured an alcoholic beverage and paid excise duty on it. You must have fermented or distilled at least 70% of the alcohol content by volume of the alcoholic beverage. Be legally and economically independent of any other entity that has received a refund under the scheme. You are not legally and economically independent if any other entity, only one manufacturer in your group, is entitled to the refund.
Yeah. And they own
situations where an alcohol manufacturer is not legally and economically independent include where it's a subsidiary of another alcohol manufacturer. Another alcohol manufacturer subsidizes its operations, or one or two individuals or companies control or have majority shareholding in multiple excise license holders.
But I think where it gets murky is these rules are, and I don't know, that didn't say anything about percentage ownership, did it?
No, not at all.
No. So I think it gets murky because you've got these companies emerging now that own different percentages in different things. Like they own 75% of Foghorn, right?
Yes.
And probably any reasonable person would think, well, that's way too much to be considered. They have full control of Foghorn, but by all if they wanted to.
The tax commissioner would probably have the ability to make a ruling on that basis. And I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened. In fact, it might be able to, it's all public info.
Because it says, like if they have 20% of something, that they might not acquire more.
Probably a ruling. Private rulings.
Oh, here it says under ATO rules, only 51% or more makes it part of the wider entity. I mean, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Law companion rules.
It seems like a weird enough model to own 75% of something anyway, isn't it? Like, wouldn't you kind of want to own something, for the most part and have full control of it? Or like, what benefit are they getting by owning Foghorn and not having any control of it?
Yeah.
Which is kind of what they're claiming.
It doesn't seem to be there. So maybe it was a private ruling, perhaps. Interesting though.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a beer.
Not
sponsored. It's not sponsored.
Not sponsored?
No, I had to buy it.
Oh no. Oh God, what's this going to be? Nothing in here. I assume Hendo can hear me. If you can't, it doesn't matter.
Of course I can hear you.
There it is. Mightycraft noted that October 22 will be a record sales month with 9 million in revenue, which is
That's not bad.
pretty fucking good. That's an almost $100 million run rate. So
Look what I got.
oh, there you go.
Young Henry's hazy.
Right, was that in the
Don't
fridge?
ask me to.
No.
No, I bought it.
Oh, you bought it.
The guy at the BWS across the road, I'm in Dandenong, right? And he goes, oh, I really like this beer. And I'm like, what do you like? What do you like about it? He goes, oh, it's really different to like Great Northern.
That's fair.
Fucking right, I suppose.
I went into a bar the other night, Canvas Wallace, which is an awesome bar. Have you been in there on the Gold Coast?
No, I haven't. You're probably going to take me though.
Yeah, it's awesome. And they have a couple of beers. They had Black Ops on. No, they had actually they had that beer on there. They had the Young Henry's Hazy on there.
Yeah.
And I asked about beers, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we only have Great Northern." Like he's like taking the piss. And I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Actually, in my defense, like Great Northern is actually my favorite beer." And I was like, "All right, brilliant." So, what am I drinking?
Is Campus Wallace that cocktail bar that's down the back alleyway in Burleigh?
No, that's Lockwood.
Oh yeah, that was good. That's good, that place.
Yeah, Canvas is just
But you
up the
gotta
road
knock
from
on.
here. It's about 800 meters that way in Nobbies.
Ah, okay. Oh, I tried to get in there. It wouldn't let me in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Miss Smokey. They wouldn't let him in.
What's wrong with Smokey?
He was hammered.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Oh, I miss that
We
guy.
went to it was like when we were coming out of COVID and there was all the fucking restrictions. We ended up at Bine, and Bine was just like you had to. It was that time where you had to be seated and you weren't allowed to dance and everything.
Yeah,
And there's a guy playing guitar there, and people just started fucking dancing. The whole place is just fucking
yeah,
going off because everyone's been locked up in their own home for like ages,
that's
and
fair.
everyone just got. I saw you there.
At Bine
Yeah,
on this same night.
yeah.
All right. This is like 2 years ago. You're talking about, right?
Mm.
Mm. There's noises. It's fucking windy here.
How's the dancing?
It's pretty good. I can't see out there at the moment, but I've turfed the entire front yard and I've put a tree in there and I've put straps up around because the neighbor's dogs are like going and pissing on my turf and walking on it and shit. And I'm fighting with the neighbor next door. So I'm just a bit nervous, but yeah. No,
How fucking heavy is turf?
well, I had to move to do the dirt before the turf. I moved 5 cubic meters of dirt in about a day and a half. So
Shit.
by the time I got to the
Did you
turf,
put the kids
it
to
was fine.
work?
What's that?
You put the kids to work to do that?
No, George's been sick. He was at his mum's, and then he was going to help, but then no, too hard. So I did it all myself. But it's satisfying. It was rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
There you go.
I'm fighting with my neighbor because I had these complaints when I was building, right? And I kind of ignored them, but Metricon dealt with them, and they were just stupid things like the root was growing under the path, and the fence there was leaves falling off the tree. I don't know, shit like that.
Yeah.
And the council rings me up the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you've had a complaint about your front yard being a trip hazard." And I was like, "Well, there's a footpath there. Just fucking walk along the path. Like, it was like 2 days after I moved in. I was like, I need a bit of time to like fill it with dirt and put turf down and all that kind of stuff." And so I knew who it was straight away because this guy kept coming out from next door and death staring me. And I was like, well, this is obviously the dude that's complaining.
Yeah.
So every time I saw him, I'd just like say hello. They were like, "Hey mate, how are you? It's all good." And he wouldn't even say anything to me. And then eventually he was like, "Hi." And then the furthest it got was, I think I was like a cute dog or something. And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's 17 years old." Like that was the entire conversation. That was as far as it went. And then today I'm out the front and I've had a few chunks of turf left out on the street because I hadn't finished cleaning up. I get back and someone had thrown them back on my newly turfed lawn, which is annoying because I don't want to walk on it to get it off. And I knew it was him because it's him.
Yeah.
And he came home, he walked past me, and I was like, "G'day." Like I was saying g'day, being nice. And he goes, "Mate, I've known you. I've worked next to you for 3 years, and you've never said hello to me. You always walk past me like a snob. Why are you saying hello now?" And I was like, "I have no idea who you are, mate. I just seen you next door. I'm saying hello." And he's like, "Maybe just don't say anything." I was like, "All right, fine." And then he walked off, and I was like, "Well, you obviously haven't said hello to me either, because I don't know who the fuck you are." So, and that was
Door swings both ways, my friend.
yeah. So making good friends with the neighbors.
Yeah, good on you. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. You're doing all right. Keep up
All
the good
right.
work.
Yeah. All right. Last one. We've got Coles quarterly results.
Oh, it's in the supermarket.
Yeah. Coles booze.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? You know how we go and have the odd beer at the regatta, right?
Yeah.
There's that. What's that big? Their big box liquor store is the first choice.
First choice. Yeah.
There was that. Well, that hasn't opened at the regatta since the floods.
Oh, really?
No, didn't reopen.
Interesting. Are they reopening it, or you don't know?
Don't think so. No, it doesn't look like anything's happening there.
Insurance.
Rumors are they're going to turn it into a big knock down the building, turn into a big beer garden for the regatta.
Oh, nice.
That'd be sick.
That's way more fun.
Fuck yeah.
Could be just insurance, waiting around for insurance. I think there's a lot of arguing with insurance companies, and
yeah.
So Coles, I think 4% decline from memory. The Dan Murphy's one was a 9% decline, but there wasn't much happening a year ago, so that's kind of irrelevant. They mentioned wanting to do their own products, and they mentioned this Traveller beer. Are you familiar with this one? It's a competitor to Better Beer, apparently.
Yes, TRAVLA, Traveller.
Yeah. So ultra low carb, mid strength, endorsed by Vikings actor Travis Fimmel. I don't know who that is. MasterChef winner Andy Allen. Don't know who that is. Blake Bowden. Don't know who that is either. Oh, Jetty Road. There you go.
Oh yeah,
founder of Jetty Road.
I know Blake Bowden. Yeah.
Before
Traveller. Yeah, Traveller beer. Let's have a look at it.
So it must be a competitor to.
What have we got here? You must be over 18 to view our site. Yeah. Oh, nice video. The beer that tastes like home no matter where you are. Come on. Fuck's sake. Fuck hell. Just come up with something fucking original. Like, at least Better Beer is like the inspired unemployed with just two funny people and that sort of thing, you know, and it's like something unique.
Yeah.
But this is just this generic, I'm not trying to be like Corona, but I'm kind of trying to be like Corona.
Shepparton News, new beer Traveller, huge hit with locals. There you go. That's what happens if you Google it.
The beer that tastes like home no matter where you are. That is just the dumbest fucking thing.
Australia's lager. So that's a bold call.
3.5%, ultra low carb, 89 calories for a 375ml can. That's some pretty good shit. 6-pack is $20 for a midstream.
Huh? So this is a Coles product.
Let's check out the prices. Is it Coles only?
Well, I mean, it must be a Coles owned product, because it says, as a result, it said has been focused on exclusive liquor brand products, introducing 94 of them in the first quarter. One of the latest additions is Traveller, a 3.5% lager, blah, blah, blah. So this must be a ELB product. And it's interesting because in the Woolies results, they specifically mentioned Better Beer and said they saw it as an Endeavour product.
Well, I'm on the Dan Murphy's website and I've just searched for Traveller. And there's nothing.
No, that doesn't mean it's owned by Coles, though. It could just be exclusive, because Better Beer is not owned by Endeavour. Not yet.
No, that's right.
As far as I know.
There you go.
What chance do you give them against Better Beer?
Fuck all of them.
It's tough, isn't it?
Better Beer just kind of. Better Beer on the Dan Murphy's website's got its own exclusive big page, and it's Better Beer, zero carb or ultra low carb.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Nice.
This one's ultra low carb.
$53 a box.
For what, better beer?
Yeah.
Wow, so it's cheaper and higher alcohol than this traveler one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$19.99 a 6-pack. That's 4.2%. That's decent.
Yeah. Right. It's interesting.
$13. Oh, $16.99 for the better beer 0 alc 6-pack.
Pretty good money if you're using the leftovers to get $16 a 4-pack of fruity beer.
Fucking no. It's smart, mate. It's smart.
All right. You want to get to questions? I think we've got
Yeah.
at least a couple in here, I think. Let's have a look.
All right. I'm not even going to look at it. You just hit me.
All right. All right, Maddie. Oh, here we go. Maddie Cuthbert, who's doing better bit, doing Movember. Did you see his Facebook today?
Yes. Have you seen his bare face?
It's amazing.
It's scary.
He looks like a little child.
He does. Yes. Yes. But not by the end of November. He'll have a banging Dirty Sanchez or something like that, I reckon.
I bet. Well, donate to his. Get the 12 behind. The,
yeah, we should actually. That's a bloody good idea.
Yeah.
I wonder where his MoSpace is.
I'll link it in the show notes because it was on his Facebook.
Oh, have you got it? Yeah, sweet. Link it in the show notes.
Wait, maybe I didn't see it on Facebook. What the fuck? He's got a better beer. Oh, there we go. It says he's got better beer. This is atrocious. Oh, I'm just looking at Boston the Brewer posts. True. Here we go. All right. Anyway, I'll link this up.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's got $160 to go before he hits his goal. So we'll chuck that
Excellent.
in. All right. First question. Doesn't say question, colon, but that's all right.
Yeah, right.
This is from Matt Cuthbert. What sort of mischief did Hendo get up to in Bangkok?
I can't tell you.
Are you going to say it again?
What?
That what happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok?
What happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok.
I'm not
I will just say that it's pretty fucking wild.
Nick Lennon said, I almost went for the weekend from Korea. I reckon a few mates could spill the beans. I know which ones would be in the most interesting spots that week. Okay, interesting.
And yes, I went to those spots, but I'm not saying any more than that.
Let's not. All right, Nick Lennon says, what is crowdfunding? There you go. All right. Wait, actually, this one's pretty good. Nick Lennon says, what's a good recipe to produce the ultimate Arnott's shapes flavor, the mighty chicken crimpy?
What, in a beer?
In a beer.
I reckon you'd have to have it.
What is that? Oh no, they're like the little.
No, I reckon you should have a chat to Bender from Big Shed because their Gab's beer was the chicken salt beer.
Oh yeah,
the chicken salt goza.
Nice.
And I had that, whatever that South Australian chicken salt is.
Is that the dude that like invented chicken salt like 90 years ago?
Yeah.
You know, I heard watching like the preview for that documentary because there's a documentary about it, and he basically says that chicken salt was made to be put on chicken, not to be put on chips.
Yep.
And I did that.
Mitani. It was done with Mitani chicken salt.
You know,
what's in chicken salt?
I put it on my chicken tonight just to try it. Tasted pretty good.
Was it any good?
Pretty good, yeah.
Doesn't say what's in it. Only chicken salt.
Salt and chicken. I don't know.
What's in it? What's in it? What is in Mitani chicken salt? There we go. Sea salt, 82%, rice flour, spices, vegetable powders, onion, garlic, natural flavor, yeast extract, anti-caking agent, 551.
So the Big Shed guys are in the group. They can answer the question themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Louis G.
KFC chicken salt.
Wait, is that what they put on the chips? What about that Hungry Jack's salt? Whatever they got going on there is fucking good these days.
MSG. It's MSG.
Love that.
MSG is good.
It's the best. Louis G, question colon, is Australian wheat beer the new trend?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Everyone's making one.
Are they? I haven't even really noticed that. I mean, I know
Well,
they
it's
just
all
come out
so
with
that's
one.
the thing. So we talked about this the other week where Asahi are just doing that now across
Yeah.
all their breweries.
Hmm.
Like Bolter's doing one, Pirate Life's doing one, Four Pines is doing one, Goat's doing one.
What's the
They're all
Bolter
Aussie
one?
doing. Oh, maybe that Bolter's doing it. I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
But they're all doing one, and it's like, yeah, already go.
Hmm. All right, but people have to buy it for it to
I
become.
saw one yesterday. It wasn't any of those. Any of those breweries, and it was actually no, it was down at BWS there. I think it was an EDG brand, and they were doing an Aussie wheat beer.
Maybe
But Pacifica, just say you're making fucking Stone and Wood Pacifica.
Yeah.
Just give it a name, I suppose.
All right. Question 2. Why German wheat beer tastes okay while Oz wheat beer has no flavor?
Yeast.
Yeast.
Yeast. So German wheat beer has Hefeweizen yeast, which is very estery, which makes the banana and clove character. Whereas Aussie wheat beer is usually done with American yeast, which is very clean in character. And yeah, that's the difference.
No banana.
No banana.
Right.
No banana for you.
Get any banana in Bangkok or?
I didn't eat any bananas in Bangkok. No.
I'm just going to continue to ask questions about Bangkok and to see if you answer them in the same way that says.
I will remain cagey wherever I can.
I'm going to fire random Bangkok questions. All right.
Yeah.
Louis G, last question.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you watch the F1 on the weekend?
I'm halfway through the race.
Oh,
Don't tell me who won, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. I won't tell you. Louis G, question 3. What's going to happen next year in F1?
I think Mercedes are going to crush it.
You think so?
That's my prediction. Yep.
There's an over and under right there.
Yep.
I'm going to pull this up. I'm taking that one. What do you think?
Mercedes are
going to win?
I think they're going to crush it next year. I think they're going to be very, very strong and give Red Bull a run for their money.
Wow. Okay.
Because they know exactly what's wrong with their car, aerodynamically speaking, right? And they know they messed up with their design, and they don't have the money to be able to change it because of the salary cap. And
well, you mean they follow the salary cap? Is that?
Well, yeah. And I think for next year they'll revert to something interesting. And
how do you know that they know what's wrong with their car?
Because they've said so on their YouTube channel.
Right. Okay. They're the second fastest car, though.
Well, like last weekend. No, yeah, I'm only up to
generally. I think the last second half of the season. I think that they're up there.
They've done extremely well.
Yeah.
This last half of the season, they've done extremely well.
Yeah.
That and Red Bull's lost some wind tunnel time because of the salary cap thing.
Exactly.
That's going to be a real ding for them.
Well, you got to let's make this an over under. It's going to be the end of next year before we know, but yeah. I'll take the bet because I think Red Bull are going to just crush it again next year.
I think it'll be Mercedes.
How many races do you reckon Mercedes will win? Out of what have they got? Like 22
24 next year, isn't it?
How many races?
I think they'll win half.
Oh my God. You reckon they'll win half?
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll go under.
Because here's my reasoning, right? Is that they're gonna have a way better car with better aerodynamics. They're going to be against Red Bull, who are going to lose wind tunnel time. I think they lost about 9% of their wind tunnel time. Yeah. Ferrari, as much as I love Ferrari, being it's my favorite team, but they have no fucking strategy.
None. But the car's getting worse too. The cars. They
can't pull the drivers together. Being at the upper echelon of motorsport, you've got to have good driver, good car, good strategy.
Ferrari have good
And
drivers. Both those guys are good.
they're very good drivers, but the car and the strategy is just not coming together, right? And so, yeah, they're just it's not happening.
Max is next level though.
He
I
is,
think.
yes. Yeah, maybe in a slower car, maybe he might do well, but I think I also would probably say on top of Mercedes doing very well, it won't necessarily be Hamilton. It'll be Russell.
Yeah, I would have said the same. I'd say going into this year, I thought Russell would outscore Hamilton. In the first half of the season, it was looking like that was going to happen. Not anymore.
No, Hamilton's back on his A game now.
Yeah.
Maybe he was having a holiday, mental holiday.
I feel like they were experimenting with this car. I think there's a lot of experimentation going on.
Yeah. I found out, so I read something really interesting this afternoon. Hamilton's like physio, Angela, what's her name?
Yeah, she's always on the TV screen. I don't really know why. Like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single race.
Well, I thought that Hamilton and her were dating.
Have you not seen the girls at Lewis Hamilton dates, mate?
No.
Okay. I don't want to make any judgments, but they don't look like her. I would say at least that.
Okay. Who's he dating at the moment?
I don't know. One of the Pussycat dolls. I don't fucking know. Not his physiotherapist, Angela. I can tell you that much.
Okay, right.
All right. So not to say, I mean, she seems great. I don't want to get in trouble here. Angela seems great. No. 12. There's no way in the fucking world you're going to win that, by the way. So that's an easy win for me. So that's good. I wish we could talk about that last race but we can't, and that's fine. Well, here's one. What do you think is going to happen with Ricciardo next year? Have we got something there we can gamble on?
Oh, I don't think he'll be in Formula One.
You don't think he'll be in Formula One?
No, I don't think he'll be in Formula One next
year. Not even
maybe 2024. Maybe as a reserve driver, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's his options now? There are no options. Is there still a seat? Is there a seat there's no seat at Alpine, is there?
No, there's a seat at Haas. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. There's no seat at Williams. No. Would he take a seat at Haas?
I doubt it.
Doubt it.
Would you? What do you reckon? If you were him, would you take the Haas seat, or would you take a reserve driver seat, or would you just disappear for a year and see what happens?
I would probably go to commentator school and learn to be a commentator.
But he's young. Fernando's still flying around at 42. He's got to have another 10 years, Ricciardo.
Could, yeah, but don't forget, Alonso won his last world championship was at 2012, wasn't it?
No, 12 was Red Bull years.
2008?
It would have been 2008, 7, something, probably.
Yeah. So, yeah, but no, he hasn't won a world championship. Alonso can kick on for as long as he wants because he's got a world championship under his belt.
Got 2. He's also pretty fucking good at driving cars.
Yeah, he's amazing in the wet.
Yeah.
He is the best driver in the grid in the wet.
Kimi kicked on for a while as well, but he had a world title as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I think you just need that world title if you're going to kick on for a few years in Formula One. And Ricciardo, unfortunately, doesn't have it.
So, yeah, no, he's young enough, though, don't you think? He can still have a few good years ahead of him, you don't think?
No.
Wow, savage. Right. Should we do over-under bets for the crowdfunding campaign?
Maybe. What are you thinking?
What have we got? So we've got Valhalla's got 9 days to go. They're up to 288. I haven't been watching this one, but I mean they're not going to hit the max, are they? If they're 288, 9 days to go.
No way.
They're probably not going much further than they currently are. Black Flag. They don't say what their goal is, do they? Have you watched the video of this one or the Prickly Moses one?
I've seen the video. Yes.
Did they mention what they're going for? in terms of like a maximum amount or anything?
Don't think they've mentioned that.
Why don't we just go Black Flag? What we
Is
think
Black
they will
Flag
raise?
on virtual?
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
here you go. There's nothing on there. I mean, there's a video on there, but
Black Flag, Black Flag. Did you follow that one?
yeah, but it hasn't started yet. But yeah,
So that's on EOI. I think they will do okay.
if
think they'll
you
do
know,
okay.
if with the Your Mates one, which I won, I would have lost that if you had have gone a lower number, or even if they just had have tried to raise more, because they just absolutely smashed it out of the park.
Yeah. Well, I said they were to raise 3, but they weren't going for that much. So
Correct. Well, you said 3.5, but yeah, that's okay.
mm.
Black Flag. What do you reckon? Do you want me to throw a number out and you can go over or under?
Please.
I'll say $1 million.
1 mil. That's all they're asking for.
I don't know what they're asking for. That's what I think they'll raise, $1 million.
Fair enough. I'll make the call when we find out how much they're trying to raise, because I fucked up the one with Your Mates.
That's fair. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? This is the
No.
reverse of that. So I've said $1 million. You don't want to
Okay.
take it? You want to say over or under?
No, not yet. I would like to see after the EOI is over what they're going to try and raise.
Well, if that's the case, I want to change my guess after the EOI.
That's okay. You can do
Okay.
that.
All right.
You can
What
take
about
it to-
Prickly? You want to wait for that one as well?
Oh, please say they're not going to hit their minimum, or they probably will. They'll EOI but not raise. Maybe. Who knows?
All right. Let's wait for the Black Flag one to open.
Yep.
But see, that's what the thing is with the Your Mates one, because they crushed it so hard. Like, we would have only found out the amount they were trying to raise on the day, and then like 30 minutes later, the fucking thing's finished.
Yes, that's right. It was over before it even started.
Exactly. All right. Well,
Crazy stuff.
it's 3-3. If we can think of something else, we've got 2 more bets in there we can wait on. But that F1 one is going to take a year before that one comes to
Oh,
fruition.
look at this one. There's a crowdfunding called Ocean Farmer, growing the farms that change the world. Growing oysters.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right. That's it, mate. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to be here. Where the fuck am I going to be in Perth next week? Oh, we'll have to get a special guest. Oh, you should do the one with James Atkinson.
Oh, what? No, what are you doing? You can't do it?
I'm in Perth next week.
Yeah, but you're in Melbourne now and you're doing it.
Yeah. Perth time. It's going to be like mid-afternoon or something like that. I'll keep you posted.
All right. I can do it. I can do generally pretty much any time. But yeah, I can do the James Atkinson one if we can't do it.
Yeah, easy.
Awesome. Cheers, mate.
Good to see you. See you next week.
See
Maybe
you next week.